And that will be locked in. Okay.
Yeah.
See how the cow's going to do.
We don't see him very often, but he's actually really great at denying engage, right? If the horse tries to charge in, you can try to be one step ahead, headbutt him away. If the Sett tries to charge at you, you can try to headbutt him away. There are definitely many ways to do it, but the timing has to be really good, right? Because if the ult from Hecarim comes in, you can't stop that. If Sett, of course, uses his ult onto the Alistar, that can also be an interesting idea. It's part of the reason why we see the Sett into the Volibear, who's charging directly at you, just to throw you know the engage back into the enemy team. So I think Life is going to have to be really on the ball on to that champion. I think it's going to be pretty good in the laning phase as well to deny some of the shenanigans that Sett can do that we even saw in game number 1.
Yeah, I actually quite like Afreeca's composition here, but there are certainly some uses for the Alistar. I feel like the laning phase could be tough here for Gen.G. But Hecarim versus Lillia, we saw this go in favor of the horse gentleman overseas. But here in the LCK, Lillia doesn't lose. So we'll see whether Clid is going to be able to continue down that path and whether the Lillia Renekton ganks are going to be as impactful as the Renekton Nidalee ganks that we see so incredibly often.
Yeah, curious to see if they can redeem themselves. That was not a very flashy game number 1 from the Afreeca bottom side and the Afreeca team in general.
Was definitely one worth forgetting, as Afreeca are hopefully into this one with a fresh mindset. Absolutely. As BDD making his way towards the lane. Looking like no early shenanigans to come out. As, it's interesting. Hecarim and Lillia, I mean, they're both, you know, four-legged, two-armed. And they also both have spinny moves on their queue.
That's true.
Similar champions.
You're right on the money there, Atlas.
Yeah, not as many skill shots for the good old Hecarim, apart from, I guess, his ultimate.
Suppose so. Well, now we're dancing. Will we
have...
have...
Clid's just, hopping around. Bambi having a good time. As, what are we going to do with Lillia, by the way? Are we going to go with, Watch Out Eep? Or are we going to go for the E-Bang? Which one's your favorite?
I like E-Bang. Maybe we should go for that one.
It's so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Watch Out Eep is just so hard to talk about in a team fight, whereas you see the skill come out and you just E-Bang. Perfect. Oh, absolutely fantastic. As I imagine that we've probably infected the chat with about 1 million IARs at the moment.
Yeah,
that's fine.
So.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. One of those things that happens. We're going to check out the runes here for both Dread and Clid. Both of them looking pretty similar. As Phase Rush is pretty good when you want to be dancing around these fights, and both of these champions certainly want to be doing that.
Yeah, that is very true. Curious to see how Rascal will do up in the top side. Struggled a little bit against the Quinn, and Gnar can be pretty oppressive himself. So definitely want to keep my eyes on the Renekton this time around and see if, you know, does it really deserve that much priority to be picked first every single time by Rascal in both games. I want to see, as here comes BDD.
Yeah. Down to 200, but Fly down to 100. So feeling a little bit better here for the Ekko, going for some early trades. He's taken Electrocute in this lane as well, wanting for a little bit more of that dominance. As Kiin gets that wave shoved into him. Currently 1-0 on the Gnar. Not bad at all. Oh my goodness, Timewinder is going to miss, and that could mean BDD's in trouble, but does get a level up in a pretty good time.
Yeah, it looks like Fly went Biscuits, and BDD did not, from what I could tell. Went for a Dematerializer, and he's going to miss the cannon. That's kind of unfortunate. Taking a lot of trades early, and now he's even... Okay, he was thinking about backing, but... You can see he's a little bit scared about the Hecarim ganks because as melee up against the Orianna, even with the flash, if Hecarim comes in super fast, you're dead. So he's just going to have to back and have a really awkward start to this lane.
Yep, the updated Phase Rush definitely helping the Hecarim out a lot. Just likes movement speed, and therefore you get a lot of it. You pop Ghost with Nimbus Cloak and you manage to get a Phase Rush proc, you're getting like legit bonus damage out of your passive. which is pretty dang cool. As Fly already with that cleanse on cooldown, so that could be a good moment here for Gen.G. As we do have an equalization of CS, but it looks like most of these minions are going to go over to the Orianna, so should still remain in the lead. As BDD's coming in for a gank, Parallel Convergence is armed, and there's that flash headbutt pole. Mystic gonna flash out of the way, but Parallel Convergence is right there, and first blood goes to BDD. That's Haymaker Flash out of Jelly. Is that going to be enough to keep him alive is going to be the question, as Ruler wants it. He's right underneath this turret, and BDD, I believe he'll die. Yeah, he will. Sett's going to grab that kill, but at least they managed to get one for Ruler.
Yeah, nice setup there. I'm surprised that there wasn't really much communication from the mid side. Fly just going ahead and pushing it in, as of course he does not have TP, would not try to get down there, but the fast recall into the bottom side gank. Pretty interesting from BDD, how he was able to set that up. So a nice start once again, and Mystic and Jelly this time around. You can see they're going to miss a lot of CS there, although it was a cannon wave, so not as much as maybe you would normally expect. BDD lines this one up. It's a very long bottom lane, so pretty difficult for them to get away from how far they were down the lane. Good wave control.
I don't think they needed to go for this dive.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's all right.
He just wanted to get back faster. You know, that stage of the game, level 4, you're not too worried about it. As Parallel Convergence once again here. Is Fly going to avoid the stun. Time Winder also not going to do too much as Dread. Look, he's booking it over onto the Ekko right here. He does still have his flash available, and the rest of Gen.G coming in. Cavalry has arrived as Jelly looks for the face breaker. Only finds life with it, as that's a good pulverize. And the headbutt back, no time to make any hay whatsoever, as BDD thinking about flashing and is eventually going to do it. Probably didn't need to, but he was aggressive, and now he's going to be taken down, immediately punished, as both of these four-legged creatures are cantering around this mid lane. But in the end, it's going to be relatively even. I believe Gen.G coming out a little bit on top.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be happy with that one. Just getting a couple of kills, as we got a trade down here on the bottom side.
Yeah, Mystic is going to throw out the heal. Ruler has already put his down, and the 1v1 is going to elicit the crab wraith. And Ruler's going to be able to take it. Not sure what Mystic was expecting there, but maybe thinking that he had a little bit more of an item advantage than he really did.
He missed his Q, right? That was, I think if he hits the Q, he probably wins the trade, but then after that missed, he's like, okay, well, I guess...
I guess we're done.
I guess this is the way this day is going to go. Oh, man, that's got to be a morale crusher, as he kind of, you know, he was in a pretty good spot to take that trade. It just kind of went haywire when he did miss that Q. But here's the trade in the mid lane. You can see that BDD was waiting, saving his flash for the exact right moment. And Fly has no mana, so he's not doing any damage, really. He's got some autos, finally gets some mana back. But Jelly goes a little bit too far forward, and life being there means that they're able to turn that one around. Over the wall comes BDD, and he stays for a little bit too long, so Dread is able to pick up that kill. As now we got to dive up in the top side.
Yep, Rascal looking for it as he gets out of the way of the Gnar. It's going to be the Lillia not being so lucky as Ibang comes out, but it's going to take him to the grave. It's 1-for-1 in the end.
Well, this is... Yeah, And, yeah, just nice plays by Dread, actually. He's in the right place at the right time many times in a row. And he's able to scoop up another kill. As we're going to take a listen now into the bottom side. Let's hear what Ruler has to say.
이러고 저기 설마 안 빼? 나 가고 있는데.
헤카림 피 없어.
일단 대놓고 가기만 할게.
바텀 1대1.
이거 혼자
Bottom
한다.
1v1.
오!
집 갈게.
나이스.
우리
헤카림
덕분.
윗정을 먹으러 간 듯?
Oh. Life's almost dead.
Yeah. Ooh.
As okay, the Swirl Seed is going to connect. Ulti comes down. And Mystic, that is not the time for a rest, my friend. 0-3-1 now. As BDD, he's found Dread in the jungle, but yeah, probably doesn't want to fight the Steed at this point in time.
Yeah. Well, this is not the day for Mystic, man. He's 0-3 now, and you can tell he's pretty angry about it. Tried to take that aggressive trade and kind of drop the ball.
Yeah.
And, you know, it can't really get much worse for him down there in the bottom side, getting Lillia'd, essentially, by the lilting lullaby that comes in. So we got a couple of fed horsey jungles And, well, you've also got this massive Ezreal on top of that.
Yeah, almost Trinity Force done for the Hecarim as well. So we're going to have a look at this top trade once again. Rascal avoiding the Gnar was actually pretty cool, to be honest. As Clid got close to surviving, but Dread had full health the whole time, so not a chance.
Here's this bottom lane play. So actually the True Shot Barrage missed. You can see Life is immediately running away after that, as they don't quite have the damage to continue, and Mystic wasn't really able to aggressively hop forward, and then, well, this has got to be the most tilting thing in the world to have the bowling ball come out of the river after you took a good trade just to lose your life right away. It's sad times. Here we go again.
Yep, Flash Phase Breaker comes in. Dread coming on down as well. That's a three-man Pulverize, though, as Fate's Call has to come out, and Life is still here. The Onslaught of Shadows does absolutely nothing as Ruler will say goodbye to the horse, and now Mystic chasing after him. He's going for it once again. That's a good flash, and that time he will be able to take him down. But Rascal's here, and he tidies up with a quick slice and a dice. But at least Mystic gets his first kill of the series.
At least he got a kill, but that's the only good thing that happened. And he also had to flash to pick it up, as once again it's only sadness down in the bottom side. Quick swipe, quick flick of the wrist for Mr. Renekton, and now he's just going to stay bottom side and they'll rotate. They're fine to do this. Gen.G are so far ahead from this point in time, and we don't see Alistar very often, but this is something he's really good at, right? Just ulting, and
my God.
The three-man knockup is so huge. Keeps Ruler alive as the horsey eats a True Shot Barrage to the face, and then Afreeca have nowhere to run, so they have to go in.
In the meantime, BDD, he's ulting back, going to get out of that showstopper. Parallel Convergence will give him a bit of a shield here as Dread's looking for the Rift Herald. Clid's over here as well. He's going to Swirl Seed the Renekton, and he's going to go to sleep. This is not the time for a nap, laddie. As Ruler comes on over, that's going to be another kill for the Ezreal. There's the Pulverize, hop out from Kiin, but they have to get away from the objective now as Mystic is getting eaten by a crocodile. Conqueror comes down, but is going to turn it and gets the slow from the Rend. However, it doesn't matter, guys. Gen.G still just taking everything they want on this map.
Yeah, and I thought Mystic was just gonna be chased down there once again, but the heal comes out from Mystic. He can't catch a break. Jelly's down here. Maybe they could turn this into something, but no. Renekton Rascal here is going to smartly back away. And
yep.
Gen.G, I mean, they've also got the Rift Herald on top of everything, so dominating the 1v2 up here in the top side. They'll probably look to drop that down when Clid does go.
Speaking of Clid, over there in the enemy jungle, and positioned around this top outer turret, as with 11 minutes to go, there are a whole bunch of plates that Ruler can now eat up. Clid going to be going back. Plates still being taken on the bottom side as well for Afreeca, so there is that going their way, not to mention Mystic having some decent farm at the moment. Rascal does find the stun, and oh my God, 1 versus 2. Rascal's going to pick it up. There's the Cull the Meek. He's looking for another slice and or dice, but he'll take the 1 kill in a 1 versus 2 any day of the week. This is the big crocodile. This is the Godzilla that we've been scared about all week.
He killed Mystic again. Oh man, this is the most bullied player I've seen in a while. Mystic is just not having a fun day today, and he really just can't catch a break.
Currently 1-13-1 for the series.
I like throwing up the Gen.G sign and the Blitzcrank, the confused Blitzcrank.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing? What are you talking about? Well,
but I mean, this is by design from Gen.G, right? Like, they are definitely focusing on the bottom lane, making it as irrelevant as possible, and it's working out so far. It's just not great for Mystic's mental. We've all been there, guys. We've all been there. It's just one of those days, you know.
This is when, if this happens to me, usually I'll just go ahead and turn off the solo queue for the day. And then, you know, maybe go play something else or go outside. But Mystic doesn't have that option. As we're listening in, he doesn't say much.
나이가 없어. 끝이야, 끝.
Okay.
He said he doesn't
BDD
have E
didn't want to go for it?
Or, yeah, maybe BDD was saying I don't have way to get in. But either way, they got the job done. They killed Mystic and going from there. So now he's 3-0 on top of the fed Lillia, fed Ezreal. Only BDD is having a little bit of a rough time in this game, but that's only because he didn't pick up some of the kills, but has died twice for the greater good. And yeah, Gen.G about 5,000 gold ahead now, as we are nearing that 15-minute mark that we were meaning before.
Oh dear. Holding on to that 100% win rate with a gold lead at 15 is actually going to be very important here for my OCD and my stats mind. Of course, both teams will continue with that stat if this game is won by Gen.G, as Afreeca certainly have not had a gold lead at 15 minutes so far in this series.
In gold right now.
Oh my god, it's only 14 minutes!
It's a full item, basically. Well, he's died so many times that he just hasn't even been around to get CS or to get levels or anything. I mean, he's level 8, level 9 of Ruler. He's only at 116 CS, which I'd even say is somewhat impressive given the way the game has gone, right? Like, I could imagine.
Yeah, when you spend 50% of it in the death chamber, you can imagine that it's hard to find creeps in there. As Rascal going to stun up Kiin, looks for the double hop out, but the slice and the dice, and Clid, he picks up an assist, but I don't know whether he deserved it. That was all the angry crocodile who, he's coming back in a vengeance in this game. Over 6,000 gold the lead, and the shellackings just continue to be stacked on top of one another.
Yeah, and there have been many tilting things in this game for Afreeca. But there was another one there where it's the... Okay, well, no, not going to go for the dive. He missed the cannon, and then he got dove 2v1 with no support on the map coming in, as nobody else has TP, or Fly has Cleanse instead. So, just more sadness for Afreeca. And I mentioned it before, it's not looking good going into the wildcard match if every time they play up against T1 and Gen.G, they get stomped.
Yeah, they're likely, if they do fall down to T1, more likely, as Dread is going to be able to steal away that Rift Scuttler. But yeah, if Gen.G get the 2-0 here, then they will confirm third, I believe, regardless of what happens between DRX and T1, as Damwon already smashed T1 earlier on. So with Gen.G being able to confirm this one, get themselves up to those 14 wins, it will confirm them in third place, which means T1 versus Afreeca will be the match. As Kiin looking for the 1v1 against Rascal.
He's angry.
He's definitely doing well right now, but still has Blade of the Ruin King. Rascal not even going to use it, as the horse comes down, gets a bit of a drive-by there. That's going to be able to grab him.
Oh, no.
Clid also doing one. Look at these four-legged creatures just bouncing around. Puts him to sleep, and that's... I don't want to watch it, guys. I really don't want to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, why is he that far up the lane with zero vision and, you know...
Well, I just think that maybe his heart's not here.
Yeah, I think at this point, it's not a real question,
sad,
right?
sad,
It's a
sad
rhetorical
situation.
question.
Yeah.
We understand. We get it, Mystic. We're sorry. And yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to try to collect his mental before the playoffs, because this is not Mystic, right? He is one of the best AD carries we have here in the LCK. So.
But he has been known to tilt, right? Like, it is something that he has done in the past, and something that is one of his weaknesses. So focusing him can be sort of like that mental game that can work out, as Rascal tries to slice and dice his way out. And as you can see, it's basically Hecarim teleporting in, because by the time the teleport's channeled, Hecarim can probably travel half the map if he presses W. Bowling ball.
He's a fast boy.
He is.
That Hecarim. And yeah, I mean, Clid could go for the Ocean Drake here. Looks like he'd rather play some Wii bowling instead and throw some bowling balls down the lane.
Wii bowling, man.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Wii golf is my favorite when it comes to Wii Sports, but let's have a look at Dread and see what he can do to BDD underneath this turret. Not going to be able to get any stuns, but it's a good shield from the parallel convergence. Now looking for the damage onto Dread, who's just going to try and Q his way out of there. Presses his R button as well, and that's going to secure safety for the horse. Ruler's here. As they're still closing in, Qs are actually landing onto the Hecarim as well, who has no ultimate. Dragon was taken by Clid in the meantime, and we've got Mountain Soul this game. No clouds so far today. Definitely good news. The anti-caster curse worked.
It was a bit cloudy today, though. It was actually raining and thundering a little bit earlier on today. So.
Yeah, the thunderstorm was crazy, man. I was actually pretty scared this morning.
Well, thankfully you had your Renguard to keep you safe.
Changi was super scared. He was real scared. As the showstopper is going to bring Rascal towards the back line, but now he's looking to try and get out of there. Flashes forward, looks for Mystic, but he misclicks onto Jelly. BDD dives in with the phase dive. And he's going to be able to get right back out again with the chrono break, and it is going to be an advantage for Gen.G once again. 16-6 is the kill score, and Kiin has a big Naba. I don't know whether he has too many hopes, as Ruler still smacking him with all of his abilities. Parallel convergence, and BDD says, nah, not today. Scary.
Not today, indeed. And this certainly is not their day, Afreeca. This is going to be what looks like another big stomp by Gen.G over them at this point in time. Of course, it's not over just yet, but anytime you give Ruler a fed Ezreal, I would assume that the game is going to be over in their favor, probably 99.99% of the time. As
a lot of nines.
Yeah, it's 4. It's a lot of them. And nice play by Jelly, actually, to bring Rascal back. You can see that he's the one that gets Rascal out of position. Was playing pretty far forward. I'm not sure how he died after that. Oh, he threw him. Oh, that's how he died. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I didn't want to see it, as it was a little bit sad. Threw himself in just to get wrecked immediately by, I believe it was the Arcane Shift E over the wall. Either way, he did go down, and Ruler is rolling in it right now. He's got 11,000 gold, basically, and the next closest is 8.6 thousand. So that is one fed Ezreal.
Ezreal. And now Dread might be giving him even more money, as there's the headbutt. Oh, goodbye, Mr. Horse. As Ruler's not finished yet. Mystic not going to get hit by the True Shot Barrage. Jelly might not be so lucky now, as he is going to possibly fall asleep. And will. And there's the flash forward. Q's going to pick that one up, as Fly gets chunked for half of his health bar just after the W's procced. That is just a demonstration of how much ludicrous damage Ruler is doing right now.
Yep, he's just going to bring his team over to the Baron. They'll be able to take it here 21 minutes into the game, as Rascal is... he's playing with his food a little bit. Oh.
That's probably not the champion that he wanted to see, but he's still going to go for it here, as Mystic is going to find himself, but oh no. This is not where you want to be. Kiin, very close to falling, but now he should be able to create the distance. Oh, the Color Meek is going to pick that one up, and it's a 1-for-1 trade in the end. And meanwhile, Gen.G are going to be picking up the Baron. That's a big whoopsie there from Kiin. He probably could have just moved on out of the way, but he didn't.
He wanted to accept his fate, it seems, as we have Magias picked up now by Clid. Only got 4 stacks, but that's enough stacks for him. And we really just don't see Alistar ever, but there's some crazy things that he is able to do, like that engage over the wall from the support position without having to use a flash or anything, of course, because of the headbutt. See, the nice setup with the double lilting lullaby. Cleanse has to be used on Fly, but it secures him the kill on to the horse. As, yeah, we're going to watch Kiin just stick around for a little bit too long, as thought maybe his allies wouldn't be able to finish the job. He also, actually, he had to get away from BDD. So it was either he goes into the Renekton and try to survive that way, or he gets killed by the Ekko. So yeah, upon second watch, it does make sense as to why he did go back in there.
See how quickly Gen.G can finish this one off. Baron buff still there as double passives. I get scared every time. Is Lilting Lullaby going to be available? As Ruler is solo pushing here in the mid lane. And yeah, he's like Super Saiyan Ezreal skin, and certainly playing like a Super Saiyan Ezreal right now. Mercurial Scimitar is complete. Gets chunked a little bit there by the Command Dissonance. As Dread now trying to face off against the Crocodile here towards the top side, as the Animal Kingdom coming out here, as Jelly's going to come in. Let's see what Rascal can do, but there's the showstopper to interrupt the slice. And with 4 people, they should be able to take him down, and they do. It's Mystic that actually collects the kill, who does have his 2 items now. It's way too late, but he does have them. Maybe that means something.
Yeah. Oh, nice shockwave here.
Yeah, Clid gonna go golden. As there's the Gnar back, but you can see the headbutt out just to get rid of him. Probably not what they really wanted, as Ruler's still at full health. And Jelly not going to go aggressive there with the Fate's Call. In the meantime, Dread is up towards the top side. Trinity Force proccing this turret to death.
He'll be able to chunk that one down really quickly. You can see that Ruler is just he's the king of the mid lane for right now, as BDD is also quite fed here. Lillia just casually doing the Drake.
Mystic in trouble. Ruler, though, has to deal with Jelly first. Haymaker comes down. He tries to snipe with a Mystic shot, but it's the Alistar that grabs that kill in the end. Jelly's going to be missed as Ruler very, very close to being able to pick up a whole bunch of kills, but couldn't quite get there. He falls to the horse. Meanwhile, the rest of Gen.G are going to be able to get the work done, and Life's Alistar is looking so damn good. Clid's going to be here as Dread's going to discover Bambi, and she's going to put him to sleep. Ebang. And look, don't know whether Dread's going to burn to death there with the passive, as, Bowling Ball not going to connect either. As Dread, if he runs real fast, he might be able to escape death, and he will. As you can see, what is this, a running race?
He's got to be careful, though. It's a mountain rift. You might get some splinters if you run really fast.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
Smite.
Uses the smite, trying to turn this one around. There we go, Dread picks it up.
Nice.
I love that his name's Dread. And his W is called Spirit of Dread.
There you go.
Wow, that's both of the Afreeca junglers in one ability name.
That's crazy. They were meant to play this champion. I'm surprised we haven't seen it more.
They should be playing it together.
Yeah, well, maybe in League of Legends too, where we've got like 2 people controlling the same character or something. Oh man, it does feel like Gen.G are kind of playing with their food, right? I feel like they could have played this much cleaner and safer, but you know, it's a lot more fun the way they're playing it out, right? They know they're super far ahead, so Ruler's just diving turrets when he doesn't need to, trying to go 1v3, and Jelly does a really good job of taking a lot of the pressure off and pushing him away, and eventually he does get punished here without picking up any of the kills. But of course he gets everybody low, and the rest of his team will pick up the kills as BDD goes over the wall here, and nobody's going to be caught out.
Not just yet. 23 to 11, 34 kills in 26 minutes. What more could you want, ladies and gentlemen? Definitely a very aggressive game. It's been a while since Ruler's gone back to base. Looking forward to seeing whether he can just outright pick up his Death Stance at this stage. Then he'll just be looking for his Mortal Reminder to finish off that build. BDD is very, very strong with a very cool hat and some swords. Let's have a look at this one once again.
갑자기 안 나가서 이번에 딱 긁혔죠? 공 있다.
Even able to get the Rascal.
They're all cheering for him like, oh wow, nice play. I think it's a little bit of saltiness on top of it, but it was a good play, as he did have his ultimate to secure the final kill. And because he died, actually, all the stacks of the Magi's were taken down, so 0 stack Magi's in this game for Clid.
Yeah, let's see whether he's going to be able to stack that one back up again. Only need, a few assists to make it worth it. I'll just need to start some more fights here. 2 minutes until the Mountain Soul is going to be available for Gen.G. Every single objective on the map has certainly been theirs so far, and this is still their game to lose 100%. But we do have the game stalled out momentarily. Interested to see what Gen.G's next move is going to be, as it looks like they are just going to be positioning themselves around this bottom side, just getting these waves shoved in over and over again. Fly gathers himself his blue buff. And all inhibitors back available. I don't believe the mid one was actually taken down in the last skirmish.
Nope.
So it's, still bad state of the game for Afreeca. Not 100% unwinnable, but getting close.
Their biggest asset that they have is actually the horse, right? It's Hecarim, who is actually the same level as Clid. Everybody else is down a bunch of levels, 1 or more in each of the roles. And yeah, it looks like Gen.G are wanting to slow things down a little bit after flying a little bit too off the handle the last time around. Maybe just going to wait for the Rift Herald, or not the Rift Herald, the Mountain Drake to finish that one off. But here comes Life.
Yep, there's the headbutt pulverize, and Fly has to flash to get himself out of the way. Dread decides that he doesn't want this fight whatsoever, and he will get out of there. Now Fly, with half of his health bar, might make things a little bit difficult for Afreeca. 36 seconds on that Drake timer as BDD looking to try and turn this one around onto Kiin, but the Hyperproc starting to hurt. Bowling is just going to miss. As Life over the side has his flash available as well, so flash headbutt pole, a possibility here.
Surprised that Gen.G are not being more aggressive. I guess they're waiting for BDD to join up. Rascal has TP, and they're probably looking to set up a very aggressive fight, but no flank wards here.
Yep. In goes Life. There's the flash headbutt pulverize. They're looking for Fly as the phase dive does get BDD in there, and now he's looking to try and peel for the cow. Because, you know, why not? Nobody else is really taking too much as Rascal, thinking about going over that wall, gets knocked back by the Drake. This should be Mountain Soul. Dread is still alive, but he's so far away. Another headbutt pulverize. Give this guy POG already, Valdez. Life is just having the game of his life. His life.
Yeah. Thanks for that one.
Yeah, I regretted it immediately.
He's trying to get in there alone. He's feeling it. He's feeling the vibes. And yeah, he's had a great game for sure. We'll be thinking about giving it to him. Absolutely. And looks like they're just going to take the Baron down. Doesn't look like there is much that Afreeca can do from this point in time. At least they survived for a little bit more this game as we're past the 30-minute mark in the game. But surviving isn't always the best thing either.
Well, yeah, it's one thing to survive, it's the other thing to actually win the game, which is the priority here. Gen.G just looking too strong now with the Mountain Soul. Let's have a look at this again.
Whoa.
Fly, out of position, Life immediately capitalized.
Yeah, and from there it was pretty straightforward, 5v4. They do go over the wall eventually, as they were spotted by BDD. And did end up only getting the Gnar on top of all of that, so at least they didn't all go down. But there was nothing they could do to try to stop the Mountain Soul from being taken. So everybody's got some really sick weapons and items and all sorts of fun stuff on the side of Gen.G. I think they're just going to go for one final Baron push and look to end this game. You can see on Afreeca's side, they've got triple stopwatch. They have some decent items of their own, especially the Hecarim. But again, I mean, it's a 12,000 gold lead here for Gen.G, so it is going to be a bit of a miracle if Afreeca can stop this and somehow come back.
Yeah, this is going to be extraordinarily difficult. BDD having to face off against Dread here, but I don't know who's necessarily stronger. 3-level advantage for the Ekko right now as Life's going to come in. And gets the mini stun with the headbutt. Still has pulverize, remember, as BDD looking for Dread. The Ignite's still ticking down, but Command Protect does come in. Fate's Call comes down as unfortunately not a lot of CC available there as Jelly probably is going to be taken, but does go golden. Before that happens, you can see Rascal trying to get into the back line, and he should be able to get Fly. In the meantime, the front line is being eradicated. Goodbye, Mystic, and goodbye, Afreeca Freecs. Not going to be staying in this series for much longer as the Nexus turret's now under fire in Gen.G with a very dominant 2-0.
Yep, going to be the quick win, essentially, here. 32 minutes. Down goes the Nexus.